All right, let's talk about something that almost everyone in the professional world deals with, the KPI review. Now, key performance indicators, they're supposed to drive results, right? But for so many people, these reviews just create a sense of dread, not direction. So in this explainer, we're going to break down how to turn these moments of anxiety into some seriously powerful tools for engagement.
And right there, that's the heart of the problem. For most people, the whole conversation is framed like a test from the get-go. It's a judgment. It's not a discussion. It feels like a verdict. And that one little framing decision, it sets the entire stage for resentment and disengagement.
So when you frame it that way, the emotional fallout is, well, it's pretty predictable. When people feel like they're walking into a courtroom, they don't open up. They brace themselves. They expect to get criticized. And almost always, they walk out of that meeting feeling like a number on a spreadsheet, not a valued member of the team. So this right here, this is our guiding principle for this whole explainer. The real goal of a review isn't to hand out a score. It's to inspire better performance, it's to reinforce trust, and it's to help people grow. It's all about building momentum, not tearing it down. So first, let's really get a handle on what's going on emotionally for an employee during one of these, dreaded reviews. Because understanding this is absolutely key to changing the dynamic. And this gets to a really crucial misunderstanding. People don't actually resist feedback. We're not against getting better. What we resist is the feeling of being attacked. And as soon as that happens, the walls go up, the conversation just shuts down, and any real chance for growth is completely lost. Which brings us to maybe the single most important job a leader has in any review, creating psychological safety. It is the foundation for everything else. Without that feeling of security, you will never get the honest, open conversation you need to actually solve problems and inspire people to improve. Okay, so if the old model is totally broken, what do we replace it with? Well, it all comes down to one core reframe. We have to shift the entire conversation away from being a one-sided report card and turn it into a two-way coaching session.
That's the big question, right? It sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like in the real world? Well, it all starts by changing your language.
Just look at the difference here. The first statement, you didn't meet this target? Oof, it's an accusation. It's basically a dead end. But the second one, let's talk about what happened and what you learned. That's an invitation. It opens up a real dialogue about the process and about learning, which is so much more valuable than just pointing out a failure. It's the same thing here. That little word why can so often sound like you're assigning blame. But when you shift it to what and how, you immediately become a partner. It's no longer you versus them. It's us against the problem. And that is a total game changer. Okay, let's get into the practical how-to. To make this whole coaching reframe actually work, you have to remember you're talking to a human being, not just reviewing a set of metrics. Seriously, before you even glance at a single spreadsheet, just check in with them as a person. It's such a simple act, but it immediately signals that you care about the individual behind the performance. It lowers their guard and makes it crystal clear that this is a supportive conversation, not an interrogation. This is such a powerful way to open things up. It's completely open-ended, and it puts the employee in the driver's seat. It invites them to share their own perspective first, which builds a sense of ownership right from the very beginning. So once you do get to the numbers, the key is how you frame them. The data isn't the final word. It's not the end of the story. It's simply a signal. It's a conversation starter that helps both of you dig deeper into what's really going on.
This question is brilliant because it connects their performance directly to their personal development. I mean, even if a target was missed, there was still effort, there was still a process. Asking this helps identify the skills they gained and reinforces that their work is about way more than just hitting a number.
All right, let's talk a little more about how to use that data. In this new model, the numbers aren't a weapon. They're a tool that you can use together for mutual understanding and real insight.
Now, this question puts the employee in an active role. Instead of you telling them what the data says, you're asking them to become an analyst of their own work. This fosters so much self-awareness, and honestly, it can reveal insights that you might have missed completely. A conversation that's framed around learning and partnership just naturally leads to this. It moves from analyzing the past to building a better future. It's a direct invitation for the employee to tell you, their leader, exactly what they need from you to succeed.
And hey, remember this, engagement thrives on recognition. Even if a goal wasn't met, there is always something you can celebrate. Did they learn a new skill? Did they show incredible resilience through a tough project? Did they take full ownership? Recognizing effort matters just as much as recognizing results.
So when you're wrapping up the review, it shouldn't feel like the end of a game. It should feel like the beginning of the next play. Those final minutes should be all about creating direction, alignment, and giving your team members something they can really on and build toward.
Let's just zoom out for a second, because this isn't just about having one slightly better meeting. This is about shaping the entire culture of your team.
You don't build an engaged team with pizza parties. You build it in these critical one-on-one conversations. This is your chance to reconnect on a human level, to show you're trustworthy, to make sure you're both aligned on the bigger picture, and to reignite that spark of motivation.
And that really gets to the ultimate takeaway here. A KPI review that's done poorly is just a passive, backward-looking activity. But a review that's done with empathy and with intention, well, that's an active, forward-looking process that actually creates the very progress it's supposed to measure.
So before your next review, I want to leave you with this question. Just ask yourself, what's my true intention here? Am I here to apply pressure and demand results, or am I here to build a partnership and support success? Because the answer is going to change everything.